everyone on Facebook Live that this is a movement. It's a movement. We are officially in the phase where BYLD is a rocket ship. So you got to buckle up, strap in, and be ready to go. As you're coming in, go ahead and unmute and tell all these wonderful people where you are calling in from.
Clola Ferris, Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, Texas is in the house. Welcome and thank you for showing up for yourself. Who else do we have?
Great evening.
Great evening, Miss Carla Wen. Thank you for showing up for your vision. I call you Miss Consistency. You are consistent and persistent. So keep on being consistent and persistent, and you will hit your goals, your dreams, and your aspirations. Who else do we have on the line with pen, paper, brains wide open and ready to go?
Amanda Shaw, DMB.
Oh, yes, Amanda, I hope I'm seeing you tomorrow.
Come on. You will. I'll be there.
Yes. I have to say thank you in advance for coming tomorrow and showing up for your vision. Come open, come ready. I always say when you come into a session like this, Millionaire Mindset, Mentorship, and when you come into a session like we're going to have tomorrow, always come with an intention. Always come with an intention. What do you want to absorb? And when you absorb something, it becomes part of you, right?
Yep.
What do you want to absorb from these trainings? What do you want to absorb from being able to see Mr. Kevin Ross and Mr. Samuel being live? Show up for yourself. Who's next? So who else do we have?
You got Dale Boudreaux from Louisiana.
Ooh, yes. Hello, Cajun. How are you?
Fantastic.
All right. I'm fired up that you're here tonight because I know you're here for your future. You've been building a family business with your son, and I know you're flat out excited about being able to get this information and share this information with him. So build that family business, Mr. Crazy Cajun. Woohoo! Wow! Who else do we have in the house?
We have Tim Neal.
Tim Neal, Puerto Rico.
But I'm in the DMV. I'll be at the meeting on tomorrow with the family.
¿Qué pasa, amigo?
¿Qué pasa?
Yes.
¿Cómo está?
Bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Oh, here she goes. She's going deep. Bien.
Yes. Who else do we have in the house today?
Leslie Johnson, South Carolina.
Leslie Johnson with the beautiful voice from South Carolina. Let's go. I'm excited for you, Miss Leslie.
Leroy from St. Louis.
Mr. Leroy from St. Louis,
hey
my
there.
distinguished gentleman. I am well. How are you?
Great.
All right. I'm even more excited that tomorrow I get to actually host Kevin Ross and Samuel Bean, two powerhouse men.
Recording in progress.
In this move, this is
Valerie Hunter, Florida.
Valerie in Florida. Valerie, Maryland feels like Florida right now. It is hot as heck. Welcome, Valerie.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thomas in the DMV.
I heard a DMV in the house again.
That's right.
All right. I hope I'm seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right, let's go. And bring guests.
DMV.
DMV in the house. Y'all go home with your bad selves.
Marvin, Maryland.
Marvin. See, the DMV is showing up tonight. Where's Callie? I know Callie is here.
Hoppin'.
Yes, I know Callie is here. Where are you, California?
Mark Stewart from Cali in the building.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. We've got to have Cali represented in the house. It's our home. It's our headquarters. It's our home base.
That's right.
Yes, thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for showing up for your vision. And thank you for showing up for your future, Mark. Because tonight is not just any night. It is Millionaire Mentorship Night. Last week, Carla Pacheco rocked our socks with the 7 levels of paradigm. I hope you went back and listened to that. I went back, I studied it. I actually spoke on it on Saturday, gave her full credit for it. And I'm telling you right now, every time I come into Millionaire Mindset, I come in with a humble heart. I come in with a humble spirit. I come in to level up. because I was listening to Myron Golden today, and he talked about wealth and the science of wealth. And that's what Mr. Bean is about to share with you. He's about to share with you the science of wealth. What's science? Science is something that you can observe with a predictable pattern, right? That's repeatable. So he's about to share with us things that we can observe, behavior that we can observe. I've observed it in Wences Navarro. I've observed it in Mr. and Mrs. Pacheco. I've observed it with J.C. Rangel. I've observed it with Kim and Samuel Bean, Mr. and Mrs. Bean. I've observed their lifestyle, their behavior, their ethics. And then as a result of that observation, I saw predictable behavior that I could look at and say over and over and over again, these people are the real deal. They are genuine. They are heartfelt, and they are people of integrity. And then on not only observation, not only was it predictable, their behavior is repeatable. That means all of us can copy. I'm okay with being a copycat. All of us can copy these great people and then see the results that we get as a result of copying them. So I'm telling you right now, welcome to the table. Welcome to the throne room, where you're going to get some nuggets from the GOAT himself, Mr. Samuel Bean. Mr. Bean, let me know if you're ready, because I'm about to go ahead and introduce this fantabulous man to you. Mr. Bean, are you ready?
Is ready.
You is ready. Well, tonight you're going to hear from someone who's not just knowledgeable. He's a living blueprint of what's possible when you combine experience, strategy, and heart. But before I introduce him, I got to set the stage. I just got to set the stage just a little bit, because we're not just selling products here, right? We're restoring ownership in our homes. And that's part of the vision that Mr. Bean has. He wants us to reclaim our time with residual income. He wants us to create generational wealth with tools like decentralized internet, smart travel, all of that. This gentleman has made millions across multiple industries, and he came out of retirement not because he needed to, but because he had a heart for the rest of us and wanted us to have the same type of freedom that him and his wife have had. He's a veteran. He's a dedicated father. He's a committed husband to his wife, which I appreciate. So let's clear the noise and take away all distractions, because we're going to hear from the greatest of all times, a man of integrity and my awesome leader, Mr. Samuel Bean.
Man, I appreciate that. Thank you, Doc. Dr. Arlene, guys, give us some fire, give us some love. You know what I'm saying? Throw us some love in the chats. You know, let her know that you guys appreciate her and everything that she do. She's also one of the servant leaders that speaks to you guys on Tuesday nights from time to time. She presents, serves, and she's actually one of the market leaders over in the DMV area who set this actual meeting up that we will be having with Mr. Ross tomorrow. And so I appreciate you, Doc. I appreciate you and your team, what you guys do and what you guys bring to the table, and keep on doing your thing. And guys, speaking of the actual tour, that tour is fire. We started off in California, and they set the pace, they set the tone, they set the tempo, they set the expectations. And again, it just really has been going bananas. People have been showing up and showing out. The Zeta boxes have been moving, and I'm gonna just tell you, people are extremely excited. I've been seeing the before and afters on social media, all over social media. You guys have got this thing going viral, which means that you guys are doing your jobs. You guys are running your businesses, and you're doing it well. And so this is the one thing that I've seen that most all of us can agree on. Most all of us have been pushing. You know, we have, our solar experts who are pushing this. We have our rain experts, who are pushing this. You have our travel experts who are pushing this, right? And so it's just a beautiful thing. Everything that we have, this is the one thing that everybody has in common, is this Zeta box. And so we at Memphis Saturday, and guys, We had a packed out house. We had boxes moving. We had people excited about the future coming up to us, saying, "Hey, we really are about to move these boxes. We're going to buy 5 here, 10 here, and the numbers are going on and on and on." And we met some people of substance, and we had some really good high level additions to the team. And I'm excited about the talent, but I'm also again excited about the substance that we are attracting when it comes to the people who are coming on board, people who have vision and people who are on life and living their life and businesses on purpose. So that's huge. So yeah, we will be in the DMV tomorrow, rocking out. We will be in Houston on the 28th at Thursday, and I'm sorry, 26th, which is Thursday, and then we will be in Atlanta with the ATLians on the Saturday. And so, guys, what I want you guys to do is this, and today is not going to be about promoting, but you really do want to become a master promoter. You want to go on your cell phones, and if you are like me and you meet people from different cities and different states, by their name, you might put Dr. Arlene George, DMV, Jabari Sadler, ATL, right? Idris, Alaka, New York. You might put the person's city or state, where they from. And, with these events that we have coming up right now, I need you guys to start typing in these cities and states and seeing who you actually have. Because most of you have people in these arenas and you're not calling them is because you forgot about them, right? Out of sight, out of mind. How many of you guys have ever actually started typing in a name and because you want to call somebody and all of a sudden the first 3 letters bring up a name that you ain't talked to in years? You're like, man, I gotta call this person. Man, it's been a long time. And I'm gonna call them right after I get through. And after you get through, you've been interrupted by life, right? You got a text message, another phone call, or got to finish a project or whatever, and you don't ever call that person ever. And then you see that name again, and it happens again, and it happens again and again and again. So this is why I tell you guys from A to Z, put your names on a spreadsheet. That's one. But for right now, just type these cities and states in. And when you see us going to different places, you want to make sure you have a market share, and you want to make sure that if you are, let's say, if you are, you know, from Puerto Rico, or you're from the Dominican Republic, or you're from Colombia, or you're from Mexico, you're from anywhere in the United States outside of the cities that we're going to, you want to have a local event, all right, in that city, even though you're not from there. That's basically by you driving enough volume and traffic to that city. Like Michael said, Boston, Massachusetts. Now, if you're in Boston, guess what? What you do is this: call everybody you know in the DMV, and you have so many people in the DMV at that event that it's your meeting. Okay. So if you're in Florida, 26, you got a head start. You call everybody that you know in Houston, San Antonio, Austin, right? You have so many people at that event that it becomes your event. And people wondering who the heck is, who the heck is this person who's inviting all these people to this event in our market? How they get the market share, right? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, most people who are having events in their markets, they take those events for granted, right? Now, ask yourself this: how would you actually invite if the money for the event was coming out of your pocket? So one thing about you guys I know is true is you guys are spoiled. And any of you guys have ever had a network marketing background, a multi-level marketing background, those type of companies, you know that you normally pay for your events at the door, right? And so when you look at these events are ranging us anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 for event. And if you look at the per person situation that's sitting in the seats and the per person that signs up or buys a product, is not paying for itself. Yeah, and so what you want to do is you want to make sure you take that responsibility as a shareholder, as a person who has a stake in this company, right? And even more of a stake now that you have Zeta, and you're getting tokens, for what's going on. Be the shareholder, guys. Don't be a person who is a consumer. Be someone who actually has ownership in this project, in this company, and pay for it with your work, not out your pocket. Pay for it with that telephone. Pay for it with the text messages, social media, inboxes. I mean, if you're gonna get in somebody's inbox and DM them for a date, Make sure the date is the 26th, in Houston, or the 24th, in DMV, or the 28th in Atlanta. Right? That's a hot date right there. Right? Slide in the inboxes for that. Let's make sure we build on purpose. And when I say build on purpose, I'm serious, guys. Like Angel said, BYLD, build your life's dreams, guys. This is what this is all about. I told you guys, we are less than 2 years old, guys. We are right around the 18-month mark. And this company is open, and everybody around the world will have an opportunity to join us. And a lot of people will join us. But the company is built for those who will come in and, take, the bull by the horns and run this thing until they get rich and help other people get rich with them. That's who the company is actually built for. Everybody can join, everybody can participate, right? But the people who this thing was really built for, a lot of them aren't even here yet. Okay? And so make sure you're the reason why they show up, right? Make sure that you go out there and you put your phone to work, put that list to work, and go out there and get creative and get people in the seats, right? And so that's also one more thing is when you look at, Mr. Winston Navarro, the Mr. Jay-Z Rangel, Mr. Pacheco, these guys are trusting you guys because they're giving you an asset. They're giving you a principle that you have a CEO, a founder, a creator of Zeta coming to your cities, coming to your regions, period. Don't have to be your city, it can be your region. And a person of this status does not move around like that. They don't come out and go and travel from city to city because, at the end of the day, they got a lot of important things to do, right? And a lot of them have egos that won't allow them to, right? These type of tours will be beneath them. And so when you have someone that's genuine and as humble as Mr. Ross is, say thanks by showing up. Even if you don't have anybody there with you, show up. Okay. Be a part of history because we will make history. Okay. Make sure you got that photo. Make sure you got that picture. Make sure you have your smile on fleek. So when people are showing up with guests, you can help them, with their guests. You can be an advocate. You can be a part of the SWAT team. You can be a part of somebody who's there. We had a young lady in Memphis, who wasn't in the business, right? But she was a part of the SWAT team. I got a chance to meet her. She had amazing questions. She was very, very perceptive. Had a lot, of dynamics that she added to the room as if she was already in, and she's in now, right? But she wasn't in then, right? But she was behaving as such based on her professionalism, as if she already had a builder's pack, already had a Zeta box, and she was moving and helping us out as such. And I'm gonna just say, guys, it's when you have people outside of the business that behave better and take more ownership than people in the business, that's not a good look for you, right? And so this is all about ownership. Like I said, this is the Millionaire Mentorship Call. This is where we tell the truth, right? This is where if you got open toe shoes right now, if you're at home, put your feet between the seats and tuck your toes if you want to protect that nail polish. we we do this. We do it intentionally because again, when you're in your comfort zone, guys, you're in your broke zone. You're in your failure zone, right? And somebody has to shine a mirror in your face. If you are not man or woman enough to do it, we have to tell you like it's ITS, like it is. It's you have to do your job. Right? When we become a multi-billion-dollar corporation, it's not going to be enough for you to be in this seat in the company. You want to be a part of the reason why we do it, right? That way, your kids and grandkids and people to come will be able to say, man, thank you and appreciate you, show gratitude, show love for you, and your name lives on. All right. So let's pump up these events. Let's make sure we get out there and fill these seats up. Let's make sure we do better than our best because a lot of times our best ain't good enough. We need to make our best better, which means that we got to evolve. So with that, one of the best ways to evolve, one of the best ways to make things happen is making sure you advance your communication. And so when you look at prospecting and building your pipeline, if you want to master and master prospecting and explode your pipeline, there are a couple things that you can do. And I'm gonna talk to you about a tried and true method tonight. And when it comes to a formula, on how to do that. Okay. And I'm gonna show you how to put your earnings and your building on automation. This is something that helped me create millions of dollars in multiple industries, right? And I do it like I'm breathing. I don't think about it. It just happens. Right? And that's what we want to make sure you do. You get the foundation tonight. For those of you who've never heard it, you can use it in person. You can use it on phone. You can use it on social media. It doesn't matter. What I'm going to talk about tonight, some of you guys have heard about it. And you will say, you know what? Oh, I heard about that before. Right? But did you master it? How many people have you used to sell a product with, sponsor somebody with, get a person to an event with, right? Did you master it or did you just hear it? Okay. For me, when I hear something like what I'm going to share with you tonight, I treat it like a college course. Okay. When I first heard it, it was an acronym. It was only four letters with 4 words and 4 simple explanations, and that's all it was. What I did was I took it, expound on it, and I took it and gave it life and put it to a point to where someone who had a fear of public speaking, had a fear of meeting people, had a fear of starting conversations, all those fears that I had, I used this process to reinvent myself. Okay? And somebody out there that's hearing my voice, if you have a fear of public speaking, put a 1 in the chat or just say me, right? If you have a fear of meeting people and you don't meet a person and you walk right by that person or you let that person walk right by you because you're still trying to figure out what to say, just put me, right? If you don't know how to start a conversation, right? Or keep a conversation going, just say me, okay? Because this is a safe place. This is where we grow. This is where, I want you to understand that you're not special. You're not unique. We all have the same fears. We all have the same hangups. We all have the same baggage, right? We just have it at different levels. That's all. Right? We all self-sabotage, right? JC still self-sabotages. I still self-sabotages. Guess what? Winston still self-sabotages. We're all human beings, guys. But based on the level of of evolution that we have and the preparation and practice and work that we do on ourselves, we diminish those things, but it still exists. It's still in there. It's like ragu. It's in there. It's gonna always be in there. The thing about negativity is that once it enters your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul, it forever lays there. But you can dilute it with positivity. The more positivity you put in there, the weaker it gets, the lesser it gets, the less noticeable it gets, less effects it has. But it's in there. Make it almost unnoticeable, right? Almost untraceable. You can always make it disappear. You can make it almost invisible. To the naked eye, it would be invisible, but you can break that thing down and you can get so good that you forgot that you used to be scared of anything. And you don't remember until somebody asks you about it, or somebody you have to train on it one day and go back and say, you know what? Wow. Yeah, I remember those days. And now you have done something that you can sell. Remember, when you add value to society, guys, you can now increase your earning and revenue because you've increased your value. Okay? You're adding value. So just as one skill, you can turn around and teach fearful people with no regard to gender, nationality, no regard to, religion, any of that stuff, right? Language, it doesn't matter. Once you can teach a person how to get over fear, you can teach a person globally. So with that being said, ask yourself, when you look at talking to people, meeting people, stopping a person in their tracks or striking up a conversation, what's your agenda? Okay. And what is your objective? So the biggest challenge and the biggest thing that most people, do and that stops people from meeting people is, especially people who are in network marketing, is that you feel like a lot of times you actually have to give a presentation on site. You feel like you got to tell a person everything about what it is that you have in your right pocket. Oh, I got Zeta right now. You got people right now who are, and once they finally open up their mouth, you can't get them to stop, right? And now they're say verbally throwing up on people, right? They're spewing all their Zeta guts, all their solar guts, all their rain gut. They just now you just can't control it, right? But but you got to get them to start, and I'm gonna just tell you, the agenda is not to do a presentation on site. Okay. I'm gonna tell you what happens if you ever sit there and meet somebody right there on the spot and you hold that person hostage for 35, 45 minutes, you give them everything you got and that person gets started, you ruin them. Because guess what? They're going to do the business exactly how they got started. They're going to feel like everybody they stop, they're going to hold them captive right there and they're going to do a whole entire presentation right there. They're not going to get anybody started. Wonder why it didn't work, right? And they're going to quit mentally, emotionally. They will quit. And because it's not going to be their fault, it's going to be yours. You ruined them. Okay? Keep it simple. When I first started doing this thing, I was asking myself, what the agenda? What is the agenda? I played with it. I said, okay, well, my agenda normally is to now make a friend, right? Make a connection, get a reaction. And sometimes I just say something just to get a reaction and keep it pushing, right? Like it's just warming up that muscle, right? Getting used to using your words, getting used to using your facial expressions, your hands gestures, your smiles, right? Getting used to, just seeing how good you are at, or how good you've gotten, or how good you can be at getting a person to just smile or to respond, right? To stop, to shake a hand, whatever it is, to build a skill. What's your agenda? What's your objective? To build belief and confidence in yourself, and how you do that. And that's short spurts. Like I used to walk by people and I would tell people, look, when you walk by a person, us guys, Dr. Kenny, you know how you walk by a person, you don't say nothing but you hit them with the nod and keep it pushing. That's a thing. Yeah, that's a thing, right? Common respect, man. One thing, a man won't show you the neck in art of war. You don't show a man your neck. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of hide and you don't say, what's up? You know what I'm saying? It's just, you hit him with the nod and keep it pushing, right? But that's a thing. Next thing you know, when you get comfortable with the nod, hey, how's it going? And keep it pushing, right? And so you just continue to add on and add on and add on, build that skill, build that belief, build that confidence, make that connection, right? Because if you cannot communicate, you can actually connect. John C. Maxwell has a book, Everyone Communicates, but Few Connects, right? You can be a connector. We had some situations recently where people who were great at communicating, but they were slick in their communications. You're too polished, you're too slick. We can see you coming, right? And so I'd rather be a great connector than a great orator. Because the one thing I know about connecting, people connect with people who are connectable. People connect with people who they like, they trust, they have a vibe with, right? But you can't learn to be likable. Like you either have it or you don't. You can learn how to communicate over time. You can catch a person who's a great communicator and pass them up because they have no sustainability. They can get one deal real quick, but they can't seal the deal forever. I can get you before I get the deal. Then once I get you, I got you. I get that deal and every deal after, right? But it's my agenda is to connect. Get that practice, guys. That those repetitions in, and you building up that muscle because it is a muscle. Yeah, so get the agenda out the way first. What are you trying to do? See, normally it's to prospect, it's to build your pipeline, it's to invite, that's what everybody thinks it is. That's what everybody in network marketing does. It's like, I'm not leaving without an invite. I'm not leaving without, prospecting, adding a pipeline. I get an email address sometimes. I might not even get a phone number. If it's a woman, sometimes I might ask her for an Instagram or I might ask her for an email. I might not ask her for a phone number. And they just might offer the phone number. But I'm just trying to figure out what's best, what works. These are all case studies, right? And so, what are some reasons you don't do it? What are some reasons you get in the way? They get in your way, and fear is the number one reason. Period. Every answer you can give me, I can guarantee it leads back to fear. Fear is the root of it all. Fear of inadequacy is still fear. Fear of not, knowing what to say. Fear of not being dressed properly. Fear of not having the proper knowledge. Fear, whatever it is, it's still fear, right? Fear of failure, right? Fear of success. Some of you have a fear that man, well, if she stops or if he stops and they like what I say, what do I do next? I don't know what to do next. So I'm not going to say anything at all. Right. And so it's one of those things. Figure out what stops you and then get it out of the way. Eliminate it. Okay. What can you use to get over it? Scripts, curated conversations, right? Like when I say curated conversations, it's going to be the type of training I'm gonna give you today. And this weekend, as a matter of fact, I was with one of my guys, Doug. Me and Doug was after the event was over with. We debriefed and we had a chance to sit down and have a couple of drinks and had us something to eat. And we talked about the vision, talked about what we're going to be doing, and I was actually playing what we call shy brother in dating, or giving the assist or the handoff or passing the baton, right? And so I start a conversation, and then once I start a conversation, I would hand it off to Doug. So yeah, but he's the guy I'm here for. He's the guy that's helping me launch the company here. This is the guy you want to be with, right? I'm giving him the handoff. So a person who is still shy, don't know how to do it, you start a conversation and give it away, but know it's coming back. So if I give it to Dr. Jenkins, he's gonna come back around and say, okay, but yeah, I definitely want you to work with Marva because Marva, she's great. She's a wonderful person. She's humble, and but she's more than capable. So I'm gonna be working with you, when it comes to you working with Marva. So don't worry about it. We'll work together, right? So you can loop it around, wrap it around a little bit, right? But either way, guys, um, we're going to talk about the curated conversation today. Okay, the scripts are too robotic. They work to a point to where you find out what that script says, you get that muscle memory, then you put your character, personality, and your verbiage on that script and make it work for you. But when you have a bullet point type of setup, a curated type of setup, all you have to remember is the words in the acronym. And today's acronym is the FORM technique, FORM. It's like, man, this big old build up for form. Yeah, you ain't never heard form like you're gonna hear form tonight. Okay, so just chill, right? Marva, tell them what I say. Chill. Just chill. So I want to make me put this thing on. I want to see all of y'all. Hold on. Gallery. Where my gallery at? There we go. There we go. Yeah, y'all can go ahead and take some screenshots and take some pictures and then just put it on social media. Tell them they missing. But so when you look at the form technique, guys, form it's 4 letters, and you can do these in any order because it's all about natural conversation flow. Form F. Okay, I'm gonna give you a standard chart of F's. Right, F normally is for family or from. That's the origin of the F. That's where it began at, and I'm gonna take it around the world. Right, we're gonna give F life today. I'm gonna have so many F words for y'all today. And these are the good ones. These are the healthy ones. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some 4 letter F words, but these are gonna be the good ones, the wholesome ones. You make money off of these and make friends off of these, right? Then you got the O, right? Standard occupation. And when you look at what a person does for a living, you got that, right? And then when you look at the R, the R is the recreation, okay? Get into that. And M is the message of the money, okay? So when you look at the F's, and the F is very, very important because F sets the tone, sets the tempo. F, will put you in a position to where you'll know real quick, if there's gonna be a conversation or not. But the first F is the first 30 seconds. First F, first 30 seconds. Okay, this is where you establish rapport, right? This is where, again, you're on the clock. Like when you're a quarterback and you drop back. That play is either 1, 2, 3, release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, release. Right? In your head, you have a clock in your head, and at some point in time, you got to release that ball. Right? And so it's the same thing. You have a window in which you can build a rapport to build on. And so when you're building that rapport, here are some other F's, that's going to allow you to build that rapport. And the better you are at utilizing these F's, the more time you'll be able to buy yourself. Okay. So when you start to stack your F's, F from where you from, right? Don't care what city they're in, are you from here, right? Because I know a lot of people I talk to, they're not from here. And what you're doing, what you're noticing is the person also, guys, who is asking the questions is always in control, right? You want to ask a question, get a person talking, right? And then be quiet. Pay attention. Listen. Talk a little bit about listening later on, but listen, pay attention. Collect data, right? Collect intel, right? What you're doing is allowing them to tell you how to recruit them. You're allowing them to tell you how to sell to them, right? When you talk to a person, right, they basically are saying, man, this person talks a lot. I don't even know this person. I don't know why they're talking to me. But if you ask a lot of questions and let them do a lot of talking, now they like you because people are not used to being listened to. People are not used to having an audience. People are not used to being important to somebody else, even at home with their spouses and their kids. You know, how, I don't even want you to be honest. I just want you to internalize this. How many of y'all don't answer this question here because your spouse might be on here, and we got replays. But how many of you feel like you don't get listened to enough at home? How many of you feel like your kids could care less about what you got to say? George, I said don't answer, man. I don't want to get you in trouble, right? So, but that's what it is, guys. At your office, right? When you at work, you don't get the attention that you require. You don't get because it's important, right? People don't know, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? Right. And so again, ask questions, get them to talk. Another F, family. When you talk about the family, your family from here, right? Or if you have family around, if they have family around them, a compliment, to a family or cater to a family, like, and again, you don't have to want anything from it. Just having conversation. Like if we at the airport, it was a guy with a little kid, standing in front of me. I complimented the kid, right? Him with the kid. Cute son. And don't tell a person their kid is cute if they're not. Find another compliment, right? They're looking at their kid like, I know she ain't as cute as he say she is, right? And so they know. Don't give honest compliments, right? So, but feel the person out. That's another F. Feel the person out. Pay attention to, body language. Pay attention to the answers if they're short, or if their facial expressions while they're communicating with you. You know what I mean? You want to pay attention to all of that. Okay. The other thing, another F, and these are coming rapid fire because I got a bunch of them, right? Fear nothing. Fear nothing, right? Understand that every one of these people that you are passing up are the equivalent of an orchard. It's like they're one seed of an apple that's in that mall, or one seed of an apple that's in that beauty salon, or one seed that's in an apple of that car lot. Whatever it is, that's one seed that can produce an orchard from you. And God forbid somebody else wake up and own that orchard one day because you didn't have the courage enough to nurture it. Fear nothing, right? Next F, familiarity equals friendships. Familiarity. Okay. I don't want you to become the Me Too movement because some of you, are you go overboard. It becomes a competition to you. They say something, oh man, me too. And then it goes from me too to now, but you want to now outdo them. You want to be better than them when it's not just me too, I'm better than you. My experience is better than yours. And so now it's competition. Just sometimes just take it in, make a note, right? Pick and choose when you want to be familiar, right? Because when you're overly excessive with it, right? It could be they'll look at it as it's being contrived. It's like you're fake with it. And again, you'll get natural with it, because you want to make friends. Like for me, I'm doing this because I do want to make friends. At the end of the day, if I so happen to get a business partner out of this, that's fantastic. If I so happen to get a sale out of it, that's fantastic. If I so happen to get a referral out of it one day, man, that's cool. But if I get a friend out of it, that's fantastic. Okay. Familiarity. Next, fresh appearance and hygiene. Very, very important. Right? Hey, I brushed my teeth for y'all. I promise you. I ate a minute ago, but I don't want y'all to smell my breath through the screen. You can see it on my breath you can see it on the screen if I had bad breath and I can just taste it in my mouth. You can see it, right? So hey, I goggled. I even put on a little bit of my little Burberry cologne. I just hit it because I want to again. When you smell good, you look good, you feel good, you perform good, right? That's what Deion Sanders said. That's Coach Prime said. I guarantee you, it works. Confidence up in the air, right? You feel good, but fresh appearance. Nobody. If you smoke cigarettes and you're about to walk in the big building, keep mouthwash with you. Keep some bubble gum with you. Do something with it. Keep some cologne with you. Matter of fact, if you smoke and you have a jacket, put your jacket in the trunk, right? You don't want if it's going to be in your clothes, you want to be able to cover it up. Again, nobody's judging anybody, but you don't want to be offensive to somebody. When you're looking to communicate with them. Okay, hygiene is very, very important. All right, let's see here. Flattery is an F. All right, when I say flattery, again, genuine flattery. Now, women, you know how it is. You know what a great hairdo look like. You know what I'm saying? So don't tell a woman how amazing her hairdo is if her kitchen is out of whack. If she got dishes in her kitchen, you know what I'm saying? Don't compliment her hair. Look at her shoes. If she got on brogans, look at her nails, right? If she look like she chunk bricks for a living, find something, look at the purse, right? Figure it out. Find something that you can give a genuine compliment on. If they have a kid that's a cute kid, compliment the kid, right? If they dress sharp, and they got it together, I tell a person all the time, you look like you own something. What do you do for a living? Right? I'm coming with a compliment because you want to break the ice. You want to make a person smile, right? And if it's a genuine compliment, people can really appreciate it. Okay. So, first name, and this is a very, very, very big one. First name. You want to make sure you remember a person's first name. Okay. Now, this one I want you to answer. If you're great at recognizing a person, remembering faces, and forgetting names, put me in the chat. I want to see how many of y'all are honest. Put me in the chat. If it's like, man, I know, but I'm bad at names. I'm bad at names. I want to see. Okay, me. Let me give y'all a chance. Let me get one. Me. Sometimes me. Okay. Somebody said I'm not even going to answer that question. It sounds like a setup. And with the smiley face emojis, you're right. It's a setup because it's not that you're bad at names. It's just that it's not important to you to remember, right? You don't care anything about a person's name because if you did, you would remember it. You remember the line you're about to give them, right? You remember the pitch you about to pitch, and because that's what you're thinking about. You're not thinking about the pitch. That's just a part of the conversation. So, hey, Jabari, what's your name? Hey, Sam, right? Next thing you know, he called me Tim, right? Hold on, man. Come on. I said Sam, bro. My bad, bro. I'm bad with names. No, no, no. You trying to sell this solar. That you didn't forget my name. You didn't care about it, right? And so, first name 5 times. First name 5 times, right? So for me, hey Adrian, how you doing, man? It's a pleasure to meet you. Hey Adrian, where you from, Adrian? I'm gonna say Adrian name 5 times. For Adrian, that looks good, bro. So is that rare, medium rare? How you the steak you eat right there, man? Look, is that rare, medium rare? All right, all right, Adrian. So yeah. So I'm gonna find a way to say your name 5 times because when you say a person's name 5 times, one, a person's name is music to their ears, so you're singing to them. Okay. You can sound like Kermit the Frog, but when you say their name, it sounds like Barry White, right? Like you're singing from the garden. And when you say a person's name 5 times, though, it stays up here. You'll be amazed at how you can remember a person's name at the drop of a dime, and you hadn't seen a person for years. But 5 times, 6 times, when you shoot for five, you'll do six, seven, eight, and then you'll do it natural and it'll be organic. And next thing you know, you'll never forget that person's name. That's important, guys. It's crucial, right? And so don't be afraid, though. It's embarrassing when you forget a name, but don't be afraid to ask for it again. I'd rather ask for it than walk away and that person and meet that person again and not have that name. If it's important to you, say, you know what? I forgot everything is moving so fast. I forgot your name. Give me your name one more time, please. And that shows character. All right. Fish for opinions, advice, validation. Fish. I ask, like if I'm at a store or something, I ask a woman, hey, do you think my wife will like this on me? Do you think this is a good color? Do you think whatever it is, a guy could be standing right there. I might be with a guy. Hey, and if a woman's walking by out and out, hey, ask for advice, fish for opinions, fish for validation, right? Get a person to talk. Just strike a conversation. When you look at the next one, this is one that you might want to, guys and gals, no flirting. Even if you're charming, yeah, it's okay to be charming, but no flirting. The charisma kick in, no flirting, right? Because if you flirt, you're playing with fire. You're crossing the line at some point in time, and you don't want to do that, right? You want to, as a matter of fact, women, ladies, if you're out there and you are, meeting people everywhere you go, buy a ring. Just buy a ring. And just keep it on your ring finger. Don't mean nothing except for, I know for these guys these days, it's like for some women these days, it really don't mean nothing these days. Things have changed. But at least you have something to fight them off and say, like, I told you, I'm taking. That ring, I'm taking. They don't know you taken by God. I'm taken. Yeah, I belong to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, you know, have something, right? Just kind of one of those things. But if fixated, be fixated on every word. Listen, when I say listen, be present. Be present. And I'm gonna talk to you about how to be fixated and be genuine with it. How to, because you want to reply. You want to respond. For real, Chris? So Chris, you mean to tell me, come on, Chris, come on. That can't be true. And so I'm gonna repeat what they said sometimes to make sure that they know I'm listening to them. I'm paying attention. And I'm gonna use that opportunity to say their name again. And then F, be funny and flexible, right? So when you look at these F's and you wrap it up and you hit it with the bow, and the bow is the last F. Because when I say be funny, be flexible, again, it's the humor, inviting humor, your smiles and everything. And thank you, Miss Neal. She just smiled as soon as I say be funny and flexible. She smiled. She made me remember that smile. You got to smile, be funny, be flexible, be smiling. You know, that last F is this: finish, right? Finish before they want you to. Finish before they want you to. When I say finish before they want you to, some of you guys hold people hostage and you're not paying attention to their body language, and some of y'all just don't care. And you see a person, y'all head on, right? I'm looking at you, you looking at them, but they right foot is headed toward that door, and they trying to, and you keep on, and you ever seen something like somebody ever did you like that? Where you trying to get away and but they keep you hostage with a conversation. Body says I want to go this way, but you keeping them and let them go. Let them go. Finish before they want you to, right? Say, hey, it was a pleasure catching up with you, and we'll talk about how to get out of there with the message, but get ready to get out of there, right? And there's some things that obviously in between there you're going to have accomplished, before you finish, right? But that's why I wanted to separate that, because so many times you'll put a person in a painful experience and they'll remember the pain. They won't remember, the pleasure of the conversation, right? And so don't make it painful, make it pleasurable, finish before they want you to. Now, when you look at the R, and so I know it's FORM, but you can do these in any order that you want. Now, I just think that O is very personal. And I want to make sure I make a friend before I ask a person what they do for a living, unless they just that sharp or they pull up in something just that nice or whatever it is, where they have something that exemplifies, status. Yeah, you can start with that, but you can start right off with the O. But here, for me, casual conversation or recreation. My thing is, I'm always asking people if I'm at a restaurant, bar, whatever it is, airport, whatever it is, what is there to do around here for fun? What is there to do around here for fun? Okay. And when I talk about recreate, if I'm in Dallas or if I'm talking to somebody who I feel like is maybe a Cowboy fan and I'm talking about sports, I'm gonna have some fun. Oh, it's about to be a joke a minute. It's like borderline abusive. We finna have some fun. So, but they appreciate it because they getting that attention, right? And so now they get a chance to argue back. Start a fight with somebody over a game, a really a nice fight, and y'all will become friends. I can guarantee it. Ignacio, he agrees. Mike agrees, right? And so I'm telling y'all, recreation. If you're talking to a woman, hey, where's the nearest nail salon or nail salon that's a quality nail salon, that I can take my wife to? Or hey, man, that's a nice purse. Where'd you get that purse? My wife is in Houston, so you won't have to worry about bumping into her with the same purse. Where'd you get that purse though from? She would like something like that, right? And so asking questions because for women it's fun, right? And so shopping is fun. Conversations like that, those type of conversations. Ask for right advice on restaurants. So I know I have nephews and nieces. They may want to ask where's the nearest hookah bar at, or where's the nearest lounge at, where they're watching the Rockets beat up on somebody's team or the Packers beat up on somebody's team. Where's the nearest bar at, the nearest lounge at? Where's whatever it is, the nearest which one is the best beach around here? Whatever it is, recreation. Get people to giving you advice, about things that they enjoy, right, and that you want to enjoy. And people like helping people. Right? People go out of their way to help you. Okay? And so very, very important. Now, also, when you talk about the O, and we would switch to our O's, the O is for occupation. And you can learn a lot about a person's personality trait because you have the four colors: red, blue, yellow, green, right? And that's a training for another day. And you definitely need that when it comes to communicating with people and connecting with people. But our occupation can tell you what a person's color is, for the most part. If a person's an accountant, an engineer, I'm automatically assuming that they're green. They're analytical, right? They they are proud about their intellect, right? Not too personable, right? Might have a little bit of ego. And so definitely asking them for advice, making them feel good about their intellect is a good thing. But again, where they're at, what type of, make sure you're on point. They don't like to play. They don't do a whole lot of joking, right? So cut the jokes, get the business, right? Ask serious questions, have serious conversations. If a person's a salesperson, they may be a red or a blue, depends on, if they are dressed to the nine and they're walking around like, the number two don't stink. Hey, that's a red. If you got a person who's running, they might be dressed cute and they might be dressed up, but they're out here having a good time. They're laughing. That's a blue. That's a person who like to have fun. And so when you know what a person's occupation is, if a person is a social worker, they're yellow. They're a tree hugger. They want to save the world. They literally care about people and they'll give a person a shirt off their back. You can know a little bit about a person based on what they do for a living. You also know how much money they make to a certain extent. So when a person what they will do for a living, if they're a $30,000 a year person for that occupation, 50,000, 75,000, $100,000 a year person. If it's a career outside of, or if it's a trade or something with like insurance or real estate or something like that, and that you know a little bit about them as well. This person is betting on themselves. A little bit. This is where now again you start to get the intel that literally helps you out. Now you can start building up, a file, a database on this individual, right? And so getting that information, and then also when a person that tells me what to do today, guess what? People are not doing just one thing today, right? People are not just doing one thing today. The next question is, so what? Okay, so what else do you do besides this? Because I know you seem like a person who's pretty ambitious. What else do you do besides this? Right? If I'm dealing with somebody who works at a bar, what else do you do besides this? Because you have great customer service skills. You're on point and on purpose. I know this ain't all you're doing. Or I'm going to school, or I'm doing this. Okay, all right, great. Get as much intel as possible. Okay, occupation. So, what do you love about what you do? Get a person to talk about what they do. And I'm hoping you guys are really getting this. And I see some people driving. I'm glad you're driving, listening. But make sure you go back and get the documentation when you get a chance. Go back home and listen to it again. Write down the notes. Go back through it, and it'll be easier for you to actually take the notes next time. But yeah, make sure you go back and get the notes in your journal. But what do you love about what you do? Get a person to talk about it. Right? Fall in love with why they actually did what they did, and then change it up on them. If you had opportunity to change it, what would you change to make it better? Uh, or I know what you love about it. Now, what is it that you don't like or that you would eliminate? Or what would you change to make it better? Right? And get them to talk about some pain points. All right. Make sure you guys get a chance to write down. Right. So now, in certain situations, work wise, occupation wise, or depending on what type of business that they own, you know, what's your exit strategy? I heard you say you've been doing it for 20 years and you want to do something else, but what's your exit strategy? Okay. Oh yeah, you got 3 kids and you got 2 kids. You want to put you got one in college, you got two in college, but things are tough. I get it. I understand. I have 2 boys, and for me, this is what I'm doing to help me offset the cost of them going to college. You got anything in place to help your kid, the other two, go to college? So you're getting information, guys, and the information that you're getting is not for manipulation purposes. This information that you're getting is to use to help that person better their situation. Because regardless of whether you think about it this way or not, this is the way you're supposed to be thinking about it. You're not recruiting these people to build your business. You're doing what? You're using this business to build your recruits. This business has to solve problems for people in order for it to work for people. In order for them to get started and do what you want them to do, they need to have a reason, and you need to know what it is. And the only way you know what it is to make a friend and get them to talk about it, get them to spill the beans, get them to answer the questions. Okay. Is it like if it's a company, is it something that you can pass to your children? Right? Get them thinking. Will more capital help you in your current business situation? And the answer is yes. Say, what have you tried so far? Capital to capitalize the situation. Get people. Yeah, I tried for loans. I tried, for this, that, another. I tried to refinance the house, whatever it is. Get people to talking. Because again, once you get this information, now you can show them how to crowdfund. You can show them how to get big hits on income by using the stories that people have accomplished, use the stories that people have done and accomplished here in the company. You can let them know that, yeah, we can help you with that. That's no problem. We have this person who did this, but this person who did that. Okay. And so can't make any guarantees, can't promise you anything, but definitely will sit down and have a conversation with you at another time because I got a lot of things on my plate today. I got to move around, but let's boom. And so now you transitioning from occupation to the finale. The message / money. Okay. So at this point in time, it may be something as, let's stay connected. Okay. You ain't talking you. It may have been a 7-minute conversation, real brief. Boom, boom, boom. I like your style. I love your energy. Let's stay connected. Okay. Now, you seem like a good person, man. Me and my wife love hanging around good couples, whatever. Let's stay connected. Oh, when I'm in your city, man, let's catch up. Shoot me your phone number, or vice versa. Let me shoot you my phone number. That way, when I'm in town, if you want to, we can go grab a bite to eat or something, or grab a drink, grab whatever it is. Let's stay connected. Okay. But this is the solution, right? This is where now all the information that you got, you made a friend, right? And you've now connected, you've bonded, you got a person to talk about the occupation and their financial situation, and now you get a chance to say, hey, well, you know what? After all this we've got going on, I talk to people in your situation a lot, and some people we can help, some people we can't, but I don't know. I would love to sit down and have a conversation with you about what we're doing. And I know my schedule's kind of crazy, but I got a calendar. You can pick any day you want, or if you send me your calendar, what I'll do is I'll find a day that's good for both of us, and let's see if what I have works for you. And if it does, we move forward and we'll talk about it. If it don't, then you know we don't lose anything. But man, I'd definitely love to help you in that situation, or see if we can help you change that situation. Okay, you're offering a solution to someone who needs one. Okay, now. When I say let's catch up one day, I can show you how we can create extra capital that you need. You know, just know that we have different ways. Like we have people who can get lump sums. We have people who can make six-figure income on an annual basis. With 8 hours a week worth of just a little bit of business, doing a little bit of business, 8 hours a week. I mean, 8 hours a month worth of work, or 8 hours a month worth of working with me. We can probably get you to a six-figure income on an annual basis, and that's with the solar side. Guys, if the average deal is getting you $3,500, a deal, you need 3 deals a month to make 5 figures. That's 6 figures a year. How do you get 3 deals a month? Right? You can get 3 deals a month making, phone calls for 25 to 35 minutes a day, 2 hours a week, 8 hours a month. Right? You got some of the best closers in the industry in the company. That's big money, right? Or, you know what? We can help you crowdfund some projects. I can show you how we have people who crowdfund projects without taking capital from VCs and outside entities. I'll show you how we do it, within our system. And basically, you sit down with a person and show them, our dual team, and show them how, 10 on the left, 10 on the right is $500. But, right, if you're looking for a six-figure income residually, right, you know, you're not telling them, at this point in time, is build 8,000, 240 on the left, 200. They don't even know any of that. Yeah, but I got a way I can show you how to set yourself up for a six-figure residual income, or six-figure, residual income, and it won't take me but 20 minutes to sit down and have a conversation with you. We jump on Zoom, show you what I got. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. Take it away. Don't be so thirsty, and just go into, Captain Save a Prospect. This is you literally giving them opportunity to say yes and say no with no bills attached, and you're not looking thirsty. You know what, Greg? I've seen it help some people. I see some people come in and it's nothing to them. They get to it right away. And then I see some people who get in their way, and their problems are bigger than the solution. And there's nothing we can do for them because they get in their way. But yeah, if you got 20 minutes, Greg, we can sit down and have a conversation. And if it's something that you feel like you want to participate in, man, look, I'll work with you. I got some people making some serious money who will work with you as well. But who knows? Who knows? Right? And Greg's like, you know what? Let's do that. Yeah, let's jump on Zoom. Let's send me your calendar. Let's make it happen. Swap our phone numbers, and y'all come up with a date and time. And next thing you know, boom, show them a presentation, 10, 15-minute presentation, 30-minute presentation, show them something short, put them on the phone with your senior partner, and get their questions answered. And and next thing you know, it's then you're in business with a new business partner. All right. So it's the solution. So also, M is to make an invitation to an event. I'm at the airport, so people gonna know I'm having an event, right? Oh, I'm in town for business. Oh yeah, okay, what kind of business? Well, it's a lot, but I own a business. I own a business brokerage, and so I help business owners, diversify, and I help people who are career people. I help them add a six-figure income to their business, to their household on an annual basis without them, having to go out there and put time restraints and things in place, whatever it is. But you tell me more about it. Well, you know what? Because I really want to get my notes and stuff together. Let me do this. But if you really are interested, you can be my VIP, no charge. You just come in and I'll meet you and you just let me know when you show up and I'll meet you. And so whatever it is, I'm going to have my goal is always to have a guest at the event when I'm going to a market. Okay. And so, but that invitation, it's make an invitation opportunity. Let me see here. Okay. And follow through. I talked about that, but here, this is where you say, you know what, you don't feel too comfortable, especially if it's man and woman, you know what, how about we do this? You got an Instagram, IG, something social media, something other than a cell phone. I don't want to be so forward as actually for your cell phone, but social media, IG, email, something, whatever it is, and I'll just send you some stuff, right? If you got to the point of where they have interest, but right. And sometimes you'll be amazed. No, don't worry about it. I'll give you the phone number because when I say I don't want to ask you for your phone number because I don't want to, be disrespectful to anybody. But social media, anything like that, I can send something to you and you can just take a look at it. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, don't worry about it. No sweat. Right. But it was a pleasure meeting you and looking forward to connecting. And so at that point in time, guys, that's pretty much what the form technique is. And you just put yourself in a position to accept it all as practice. Don't put an emotion behind it like you got to sign the deal. You got to get this person. You're so impressed with this person. You got to get their phone number. Just go through the process. Go through the flow. Let your hair down. Have a good time, and you'll know. They'll give you all the signs. Okay, you just have to do your part. You just have to do your thing. So, like I said, we're going back number five, first five, guys, master that part. If you don't get anything else out of the day, five, five, five. First name five times, first name five times, first name five times, and finish before they want you to. So with that being said, guys, I was gonna do another part, but this is what I'm gonna do. We had so much fun. I'm gonna say that other part for another night. But it is 2 past the hour. I do appreciate you guys investing your time and your evening with me today. Hopefully you got your money's worth out of it. But go out there and show people, that you have something of value for them that can change their life. And make sure you send your upline senior partner a text message say I am a farm expert. All right, let them know. They be like, "What? Well, I'm getting all these text messages saying I am a farm expert," and they're gonna realize they missed something special. So I always let them know that you were somewhere that they wasn't. All right, so I'll see you guys at the top, see you guys at the bank, see you guys at the beach, and that's right, Marva. I said it. I don't mince words, but I love you guys and thank you guys. Y'all take care. We'll see you guys soon. Oh, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Central.